Welcome to this week's edition of the Q1 Buck Poll. I'm Tim Hardhaber. He's Mike Big Buck Hoffner. On today's show, we are partying once again at the Mosey Inn up in Morley. Our sponsoring host was Frank's Sporting Goods, and we just had a great time with all the deer stories.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, we're winding it down. People are having a good time, and we're about to have that grand finale coming up soon, but it's all about the parties this time of year.
March 7th, put it on your calendar for Backroad Saloon in Marshall. We are going to, I'd say we're going to rock it out, but we're going to country it out. First of all, we're going to give away all kinds of prizes, and then we've got a country band coming up, so make sure that you bring your dancing shoes because we're going to have a great time. So we've got Bucks on today's show, we've got all kinds of interviews from the party on today's show, and we've got Dan Hoffman. He's going to talk about some recreational property out there.
Sounds like a full agenda.
Absolutely, and you're watching the Q1 Buck Polls. Trophy Class Real Estate specializes in listing and selling unique recreational, hunting land, and vacant land properties.
Hi, I'm Dan Hoffman. We're the premier real estate brokerage firm for Cabela's Trophy Properties in Michigan. If you're looking to buy, we have great properties like this one.
Here's 24 acres of vacant land and waterfront in Calhoun County. The property includes your very own 7-acre buildable island. There's great whitetail deer hunting and fishing. Own a one-of-a-kind piece of property.
Call us today or go online to see all of our properties.
Add style to your bedroom or living room with log furniture from Thurston's Furniture. One-of-a-kind log bedroom sets, dressers, mirrors, easy beds that convert from a couch to a bed. Specializing in custom orders, Thurston's offers a great selection to choose from. Plus, check out our Northwoods Wildlife Print area rugs. Want a camel recliner? You'll find it at Thurston's. Thurston's Furniture on M60 in Homer. Everything you want in log furnishings at great prices.
Did you know that Tire City is more than just tires? Marshall Tire, Albion Tire, and Charlotte Tire are all more than just tires at great prices. We're your complete auto repair center. We're brakes, oil changes, steering and suspension, diagnostics. We're more than just tires. We're your complete auto repair facility. Tire City, Marshall, Albion, and Charlotte.
Tim and Mike back here on the Q1 Buck Poll. And you know, Mike, one of the things, we talk about it every week, and that is where you get a chance to go out and meet a lot of different people. You hear their stories. At the Mosey Inn, we heard from little kids. We heard from brothers coming out of the audience to tell more about what the brother forgot to tell us. We had husbands and wives. We had a wife who was successful. The husband, absolutely not. But he was like, hey, can I take that prize from her?
It's really interesting because no two stories are the same, and we hear thousands of them.
Absolutely. Well, we got more Bucks here on today, and here's our featured Bucks.
Let's start out with Lou Cooper from Southwest Mid-Michigan, bringing in a 10-pointer. The score was 43.5. In South Mid-Michigan, Gary McConnell's 12-pointer scores 42.25, and Corey Conklin from Southwest Michigan's 9-pointer scores 43.
We'd like to thank the Mosey Inn up in Morley and also Frank's Sporting Goods for being our sponsoring host up there. If you ever get a chance, check out the Morley Inn in the summertime. They've got the lake right there, and all kinds of people boat up to their dock and then eat at the place. And in the wintertime, we're there, and all of a sudden, here comes all these snowmobilers. The snowmobile trail ends at the Mosey Inn.
Yeah, I mean, it really is neat because they can cater to all kinds of events year-round.
Okay, Morley, located north of Grand Rapids. So if you get a chance, check it out. Now, here's our Q1 Buck Poll prize party from the Mosey Inn. So tell me about your hunt.
I got in a tree about 6:30, fell asleep. About 9 o'clock, I had a spike come through and wake me up, kind of.
Well, what did it do? Just tap you? How did it work?
He said, hey, you, wake up, man. No, kind of came through and charged the batteries.
Hey, obviously he's supporting Fabiano Brothers, right? Obviously he's...
It came through and charged up the batteries a little bit.
All right.
He wandered off across the field and disappeared. Half hour later, he come running back across to the field. And he stopped and he looked back behind me about 75 yards. Well, I look over my shoulder and I see this coming through the woods. Well, it got to 20 yards from me. I put my crossbow up, looked at it with the scope. It had a big hole already in him. Somebody had shot it before me. Well, I put one in the breadbasket. 40 yards later, he piled up, went down in the swamp.
Was he still bleeding when you shot him from a recent shot, or was it a shot from a week or so ago?
No, I guess somebody shot it that morning, from what I was told from the farmer that I hunt his farm. He said 2.5 hours later, a couple of guys come looking for it. So all they found was the gut pile. But when I was dragging it out of the swamp, I was in muck about to my knees. I dragging it like this. I fell backwards. I broke my wrist. It was a 250-pound deer.
Where was your brother?
They were home sleeping. Can you believe that?
Absolutely, I can.
I told them you got to put your time in, and that's what you end up with.
Well, that is a good-looking deer, and that's a good story, and I'm glad that you're all healed up now.
Oh, yeah, I felt better, a couple of weeks, 6 weeks, and a lot of pain medicine. It took care of it, though.
A lot of pain medicine with little Bud Light, never hurt anybody. Okay, Robert De Leon, give him a round of applause, our 22nd place in this area. All right, Seth, hop up. Is that, they're asking if your hair's naturally curly, is that right?
Yes.
All right. So there you go, no perms here. All right, Mr. Seth, tell us about your hunt. That is a good-looking deer. Is this your first buck?
Yes.
How old are you?
7.
Nice. You want me to ask another question?
Sure.
All right. Tell me about your hunt, and tell me loud and proud.
It was raining, downpour, and my Uncle Kurt woke me up. He saw a deer, and I got right in my gun, and I put my pointers on it, and I shot it.
That is the short version. Okay, but he woke you up in the blind. Is that where you were at?
No.
Where were you at your house?
On a trail.
On a trail. All right, so you're on the trail, and is he napping? Is that what happened?
Yeah, he was on the ground.
He was on the ground napping. Is that right?
Yeah.
You want to come up and help us fill in the gaps?
Come on, Lucas.
Come on, Lucas. Come on, Lucas. Is that your brother?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Come on over this right here. All right, Lucas. Come here, man. All right, you tell me your version.
Basically, I went hunting there the next morning, so I basically seen the bush. He was in a bush, and they put, carrots, 50 yards away from it, and, yeah.
Okay, that would be the long version. Or something like that. Okay, so you knew where the bush was at.
Yeah.
Okay, and they had carrots out there, right?
Yep.
Okay, and then they were out there, and then your brother fell asleep, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then your uncle was out there hunting too, right?
Yeah, with him.
All right, and your uncle nudged you, pulled your curly hair. What'd he do?
Nudged me.
Nudged you. You woke up, he said, there's the deer, you got your gun set, and shot him.
Yes.
There you have it. Let's give him a big round of applause.
At Outfitters Taxidermy, I do high-quality work at reasonable prices. We do it all at Outfitters Taxidermy, from birds, small mammals, fish, deer, shoulder mounts, full-body mounts. I pay attention to the details in the mount, like your eyes, the nose, and the way the horns are set. Make sure the measurement's all correct, just like it is when you brought it in. If you're not sure how to cape your deer, I can do it for you, show you how to do it, where to make cuts, where not to make cuts. When you shoot that buck of a lifetime, give me a call at Outfitters Taxidermy.
Hunting, fishing, trapping, Frank's Sporting Goods in Morley.
We got the biggest selection of trapping supplies in West Michigan and the experience to go along with it, so we can teach you how to do everything right here on the spot.
long guns and handguns for any application, and expert service from someone who lives the outdoors.
Don't forget, we got a great selection of ammo.
You'll find it all at Frank's Sporting Goods in Morley. Stop in or call Frank's Sporting Goods in Morley for the best deals around.
Hi, my name is Vic Havens, and we invite you to stop here at Frank's Sporting Goods in Morley, Michigan.
Get your boots on at Backroad Saloon, the area's #1 country music entertainment, featuring a spacious 5,000 square foot dance floor catered to line dancing. Backroad Saloon, where there's live music on the weekends and special guests. Join us March 7th for the Q1 Buck Pole's final party. There's prizes for hunters and guests, and it's your chance, hunters, to win the Yamaha Grizzly 350 ATV. Backroad Saloon, the Nashville of the North, the area's #1 country music venue. We've got bucks here on the Q1 Buck Poll. Again, go online to q1buckpoll.com. You can see where you rank in your particular region. And remember, March 7th is the final prize party at Backroad Saloon in Marshall, the biggest country bar around. And we're going to have a great time. We'll give away that ATV in a random draw. You have to be registered in the contest, and you've got to be present.
Pretty simple to me. And speaking of bucks, here's some bucks. Let's start out with Paul Snyder in Midwest Michigan, bringing in the 9-pointer, the score 40 3/4. Jeff Wiley up in the thumb brings in a 9-pointer with a score of 40 3/4. And Drayton Dowland from Mid-Michigan's 10-pointer also scores 40 3/4.
All right, we got more interviews now from the Mosey Inn, the Q1 Buck Poll prize party. And David has been with us before, but this is a nice-looking buck. David, tell me the story.
Well, I'd seen this buck early October, and he came in with 5 other deer. And I was always told, don't put a stand up where you see another stand. And I did that, and I was in this other stand, and I watched him walk by my stand on one side of it. And then he came by, and he walked on the other side of it. I watched him for an hour, and then I disappeared for 2 weeks. And then I shot him November 1st, and I ended up hunting that same stand that I watched him 100 yards away walk by my other stand so many times ago. And
how far shot?
I shot him at 13 yards. I was full drawn at 40, but he was coming straight at me, and I just felt like he was going to, see me. So I waited until he kind of got behind me, and then I shot him up behind me, so.
All right, so that's David's story. David, I'm going to have you just step back just a second. Emily, is that the truth?
I don't know.
You don't know. You don't know. Now, do you go out there and hunt too?
Yes.
And what do you like most about being out there in the woods?
Watching my dad shoot.
Watching your dad shoot? Did you help him gut that deer?
No.
No. Well, why not?
I don't know.
You don't know. Well, so you like being out in the woods. You like going hunting. How old are you?
7.
7. Well, that is just awesome. Dad, what do you think the key is to taking kids out in the woods?
Just get them interested. I got a little spot for us all set up, and if it ever does get bored, we got a coloring book and
Wait a second. Wait a second. A coloring book? Dude, what about an iPad? Do you not have an iPad?
We're old school.
Okay.
We got the old. And we watch a few birds here and there, and we describe on what they are and what they're called, and whenever that buck comes in, hopefully she'll be the one to take that shot.
You going to be able to take that shot?
Yes.
Yes, you are. Let's give him a round of applause. Is that your biggest buck?
Yep, took me 40 years to get it.
40 years to get this buck. That's an old buck,
That is.
All right. Well, that is a very unique-looking rack. I like the brow tines. I like the curvature of the main beam. Tell me about the hunt.
I was sitting in the morning watching deer, kept coming through, and then actually I wasn't looking this way. I turned around just to check, see if something's behind me, and I looked, and here come 2 running. I'm like, oh, crap. So I hurried and turned my chair, and I looked, and they stopped. I'm like, so I got my scope up on my 20 gauge, I got a rifle barrel, and I looked, and I'm like, oh, man, it's got horns. So I'm sitting there shaking, waiting for it to move in between 2 trees, and I shot, and then it dropped and just started flopping everywhere, and I'm like, oh, man, I didn't kill it. So I'm like, now what am I going to do? I'm just sitting there looking and trying to get a shot between the trees, and I shot again, and It still didn't kill it, and I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me. So I'm just sitting there, oh, God, just shaking, didn't know what to do. And so I'm like, all right, I'm going to get down out of my 20-foot tower blind, climb down, and it takes off walking. I'm like, oh, my God, how can this happen? I shot, and I hit it good.
Was it wobbling at all or anything like that?
I just got up just straight forward, and after it got to the neighbors, they helped me finish it off. And it was shot in the spine. How it made it that far, we don't know.
Most of the time, a spine shot, boom, right there, they can't move.
It went 100 yards with a spine shot. I don't know how, we don't know, because he shot it in the neck to finish it off for me.
Well, that is a good-looking deer, and your second buck?
I got one the night before a 6-point.
Oh, well, you waited 40 years, you bang, bang, bang. That's a good deal. And so what do you think the most important thing is for telling people to get out in the woods? Because we're talking to the TV audience. Maybe there's somebody out there that hasn't hunted. You've been out there 40 years. What would you tell them?
Just keep trying. There's days you sit and don't see deer. You got to spend time in the woods.
And what do you like most about being in the woods?
I love bow hunting, but this was with a gun, so.
But it's good to be out there, isn't it?
Yep.
Well, congratulations. Let's give her a big round of applause. Patty Evans. Stay with us. We got more party stories coming up for the Mosey Inn after this.
Everything for the sportsman.
DNR Sports Center.
For the hunter. Tree stands, bows, guns, and gear. All the top brands.
Right here at DNR Sports Center.
For the fisherman. Check out the huge selection of boats, marine supplies, and tackle.
DNR Sports Center.
Full service mechanic for boats, guns, and bows. One-stop shopping, a huge selection, and the best service around.
Come see for yourself and experience the personal service at DNR Sports Center. Everything for the sportsman.
Great country for Kalamazoo. Find us on your radio at 102.5, online at greatcountry1025.com, and on your mobile device on iHeartRadio. Kalamazoo's Great Country 1025, powered by Nash.
The Field & Stream Outdoor Life Michigan Deer and Turkey Expo is back. The Summit Sports Complex in Diamonddale will be your hands-on, real gear hunting info headquarters. February 13th through February 15th. Bring the family to try the latest gear and get great bargains at over 250 booths. Enter your big buck in the Trophy Big Game Contest or Shed Antlers in the new Shed Antler Contest. Enjoy how-to seminars and hands-on demos all weekend long. Get discounted advance tickets at deerinfo.com. The Field & Stream Outdoor Life Michigan Deer and Turkey Expo.
The great outdoors has a lot to offer, and if you're ready to experience it on the next level, Greenstone can help you get it done. We finance acreage of nearly any size, from a hunter's haven to adventurous trails, or even that relaxing place on the lake. Greenstone's loan options make owning land affordable, with terms up to 30 years. And with 36 locations in Michigan and Northeast Wisconsin, we're just a short drive away. To learn more, visit greenstonefcs.com. Greenstone Farm Credit Services. We finance the great outdoors.
Hunters, register today in the Q1 Buck Pull, and you'll have a chance to win this Yamaha Grizzly 350 ATV. You can register a buck or a doe, no matter what size. We'll give this away in a random draw at our final prize party of the Q1 Buck Pull coming up the first weekend in March. Jim Hull is with us from Custom Connection Motorsports in Battle Creek. Welcome to the Buck Pull, man.
Thanks for having us, Tim.
All right, tell me about the ATV.
As you said, this is an awesome Yamaha Grizzly 350. You've got your Realtree camo, you've got selectable four-wheel drive, you've got forward and reverse, you've got racks on the front and back. So if you're out in terrain like this and you get the deer of a lifetime, you're not going to have to worry about carrying it on your shoulder.
You slap it on the back, tie it up, and you're ready to go.
Exactly.
All right, well, again, we're giving this away in a random draw. All you have to do is register. Again, you could go online, or you could take your deer to any of the locations across the state. Get registered today in the Q1 Buck Pull to win the Yamaha Grizzly 350 ATV from Custom Connection Motorsports. Some of the other prizes that we're giving away at our prize parties include the CVA 50 caliber muzzleloader. I had somebody who won last year, and they came to the party just recently and said, dead on. I'm telling you right now, it was dead on, and they really enjoyed their muzzleloader. So we got these to give away too at the final prize party.
I'll tell you, my son used that for the first time this year, 31 years old, and shot his first deer. He shot at 89 yards with this exact muzzleloader, dropped it right in its tracks.
All right. Well, now let's take a look at some other successful hunters here on the Q1 Buck Pull.
All right, let's go to mid-Michigan, where Eric Bush brings in a 10-pointer, the score 46 3/4. And in Midwest Michigan, Cheryl Holbeck's 7-pointer scores 41 1/4.
All right, Mike, we're talking about all these buck stories. Well, at this time of the year, you can't hunt. So what do? Well, you watch the bucks and you watch the does. Outside our window at Q1, I saw a whole bunch last week, probably 20, 22 deer. I'm like, oh. So I go sneaking out. Actually, I didn't even sneak out. Went right to my car. They looked at me. I looked at them. I closed the car door, started up, drove around. They looked at me. I looked at them. And they're like, you ain't hunting us right now, buddy. So we'll just stay here. But the deer are out all over the place because of the snow.
Yeah, it's called yarding up. And they've been yarding up in big pockets. I mean, on my way home every night from work because of the snowfall, they're hungry. And that makes me feel bad because it's a tough stretch for them to get through. But even at my home, I live out in the country. Never had this happen before, but the snow was so deep, had my snowblower out, blew a trail all around my decks and things like that. I'm not kidding you. I come home the other night, a deer had walked right down that trail, was right on my deck, and eating the weeping cherry tree right in front of my eyes. So I've never seen that before in all the years that I lived here. So we got to get the snow down so those deer can get out and start feeding naturally again.
All right, here's some more stories from our prize party up at the Mosey Inn. And Cheryl, is that your biggest buck?
No, it's not.
Not the biggest buck. All right, well, tell me about your hunt here.
Was fifth day of season, rifle season, and I was in my blind. I saw a buck that my husband was after, and it was huge, giant. So I called him on the phone and said, "Oh my God, honey, I saw your buck. It's giant," and I was freaking out.
Well, and he's like, "What the hell? Are you trying to torture me or what? Oh, you see my buck, huh?"
Yeah, I don't think he was very happy. So he goes, "Well, get the heck off the phone and pay attention because he might come back." So
words of advice from a husband.
Yeah. Hang up the phone. So I did, and I was concentrating on where that buck was because I thought maybe he'd come back. And when I looked to another shooting lane, this one popped up about 40 yards, and I just saw the width. I mean, how wide he was, and took him.
So you weren't going to wait for the other one to maybe come back?
No.
This one was brown and down, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, that is a good deal. Now, anything unusual about the hunt at all, or no? Just you saw the big buck?
I saw his big buck, and I was a wreck. I was a nervous wreck. I wanted that one. I would have loved to have shot that one.
And did he shoot a deer?
No, he didn't.
Hey, tell us about your hunt. Oh, that's all there was. It's a good-looking rack there. Is that your biggest buck?
Yeah, it is with my bow, yeah.
All right, well, tell me about the hunt.
Well, it started with a kind of a grainy trail cam picture, and this is my buddy Tom and Cheryl and my lovely wife Laura.
Oh, hang on. He's trying to get all the kudos right now. Holy cow. So, successful hunter, your lovely wife, and... Oh, you didn't get one this year.
You didn't get one. No. We shot them all, actually. No, but we looked at it on the trail cam, and we just seen a bunch of junk, and it was dark, picture. And the second week of bow season, I seen it in a food plot, and I got to look at him at about 70, 80 yards. Wasn't able to get a shot, obviously, but it was October 26th, the evening of October 26th. About an hour before dark, heard a buck chasing some does, and I looked over, and about 70, 80 yards, seeing this buck, and what I noticed was these two tines like this. The brows looks like kind of like mule deer tines, but seen that, and the does jumped off, and he stood there and made a scrape for about 2, 3, 4 minutes, and he turned around and walked right out of sight and into the brush.
And what are you thinking?
Damn. So I got my grunt call out, and I run it 3 short times, and within about 3 to 4 minutes, he was about 18, 19 yards in front of me, and one well-placed arrow. He went about 125 yards.
Very cool. So you went from damn to, how about hot damn?
Yeah, that's about it. That's not exactly what I said, but...
we got kids here.
Then I had Tom haul him out for me.
Very nice, Tom.
Hey, I was successful this year. I got to drag his buck out.
Very good.
I will say this, though. I hear Casey talking about the QDM management and everything. Anybody that's involved in anything like that is just give yourself a round of applause because it does work. The rack that Cheryl had. Hey, Tom, hand me Kyle's rack, too. That's Cheryl's rack.
Oh, hang on, look.
These are all
the same property.
These are all from the same property this last fall.
So again, let the little ones go, and they'll grow.
They'll grow.
That is proof.
Case in point.
Case in point right there. Some good-looking racks. Our first place buck in this area. I'm going to hand these back. And I got it.
Hey, and if you're looking for property out there, here's some properties from Dan Hoffman at Trophy Class Real Estate. Well, it's time now for kind of a unique feature. It's our featured property of the week. Dan Hoffman is with us from Trophy Class Real Estate. Dan, what's our featured property this week?
Yeah, I have a property in Lawton, Michigan. It's on 41 acres. It is about a 6,000 square foot all brick home with a huge garage. I think the garage is like 32 by 50. And it's a great hunting property in Van Buren County.
And it's got a lot of different trees on there, so you can put your tree stand up. So really kind of a nice look there.
Yeah, a lot of trees, a lot of mature trees. There's several elevated platform stands that come with the property. And again, it's in Van Buren County.
Great hunting location. That's our featured property this week from Dan Hoffman from Trophy Class Real Estate.
Country Smokehouse was started years ago by myself and Suzanne. And we want to specialize in homemade, old-fashioned sausage and jerkies and things like that. People say it's a destination. They come out for the barbecue. They come out for the homemade sausages. A lot of organic people, natural people want to buy the product because they can't find it in the local stores. We are the largest processor in the state of Michigan. We invite all hunters to come in, bring your deer in, or just stop in and check us out so you can see yourself.
I recommend you come to the Country Smokehouse because you'll never be disappointed.
I, Jackknife Jed, do leave it my barred rifle to the next thing that finds it. Yours truly, Jackknife Jed.
Yes! A CBA Acura!
Well, Mike, we have one prize party left. And that's the final one, March the 7th. Next week's show, though, we're going to have all kinds of interviews from the Montrose Pub up in Region 6, and we had a great time. I'll tell you right now, there's some funny people up there.
They're
successful but funny.
Yeah, no matter where we go, we see the humor in hunting.
Okay. March 7th, put it on your calendar. The Backroad Saloon will be there. Party starts at 6:30. I'd get there early. Absolutely, I'd get there early. We'll have 50-50 drawings. We'll have gun raffles. DNR Sports Center will be there from Kalamazoo. He's going to have handguns. He's going to have a table full of, pick and choose. He's going to have some high-end guns. So, again, come on out and try to win a gun.
Being the two guys that run the show, we don't get to take advantage of getting any of the prizes, so I have to depend upon buying my lottery tickets. So I bought the Powerball, so tell you what, if I win that, baby, we're going to have one heck of a party.
Absolutely. Hunters are all invited. All right, he's Mike Big Buck Hoffner. I'm Tim Hart-Haberl. Thanks for being with us this week on the Q1 Buck Poll. Whenever you're out and about, be safe.
Great country for Kalamazoo. Find us on your radio at 102.5, online at greatcountry1025.com, and on your mobile device on iHeartRadio. Kalamazoo's Great Country 1025, powered by Nash.